The season so far has gotten off to a good start, and we're happy with where we're at right now. I wouldn't say we're satisfied, but we've been, really pleased with first the work ethic, second the attitude, third the team chemistry, and really the results for such a young team right now. We feel there's a couple dual meets that just escaped us, narrowly escaped us. North Carolina, we tied. Bloomsburg, we lost a 6-4 split by a score of 19-12. And then most recently, we were tied going into heavyweight against Eastern Michigan. And that was a match that we had to forfeit. And so we started down by 6 points. So those are three dual meets that really we certainly could have won. So instead of being 4-4-1, we would be 7-1, which is great. But we're still, we're a good team. Our young guys are learning all the time, and I think our goal of being a different team at the start of the second semester has come true. And when you have that many freshmen, and typically if the freshmen are progressing and developing like they should, then that should be the case come second semester. So we have a unique situation where we had 2 weekends off in January. Typically, a lot of times we've gone through the month of January where you don't have 1 weekend off. You compete straight from January all the way through the end of February, and then you get your 2-week break before the conference tournament and then the nationals. But this year, we wrestled on January 3rd, and then now we've had 2 weekends off, so really 3 weeks of straight training, which I think is really going to pay dividends for us in terms of giving the guys an opportunity to train really hard and not having to worry about making weight each and every weekend and having that toll take place on your body. So yeah, we're excited to get back into competition next weekend. We have 3 dual meets. 2 of them are in-conference rivals. We go to Franklin and Marshall, and then after that match we wrestle Millersville, and then we come back home, and then on Sunday we wrestle our second EIWA opponent that weekend against Bucknell. After that, our IB competition starts up, and we're excited. We're excited for the second semester to kick in and start preparing for the postseason. This season we've had great leadership with 3 strong captains. 2 of them are seniors, Matt Dunn and Kerry Aldrich. The third captain is Nick Standish. He's a junior. So that's really made a big impact too. When you have a young team, there needs to be guys to look up to in terms of how they manage themselves through the season, on the mat, off the mat, in the classroom. Desire, work ethic, and so those 3 guys have done a really good job, and it's really started to make a positive impact on the team. As far as individuals who have had a lot of success this year and who've sort of been doing well nationally, I'll just go up the lineup. I mean, right now, Kyle Gilchrist recently knocked off a top 20 opponent when he beat his opponent from Pittsburgh, and that kid was, I think he had placed at Midlands and had been really consistent all season long. That was a big win. That same day he went 4-0 that day, had 2 pins, and Kyle's really coming into his own. We've always known that he would be at this point, and it's nice to see his relentless work ethic really paying off. Next would be Steve Santos, a freshman at 149. He's been ranked as high as 15th in the country and started off the year making the finals of the Binghamton Open. Lost a really close match to his opponent from Binghamton, wrestled that same opponent the following weekend at the Body Bar at Cornell, and had defeated him, and he was ranked 14th in the country at the time. And he's really been consistent. He went out to Vegas, ran into 2 really good opponents, and unfortunately did not place at that tournament. but still has been consistent. Recently beat a nationally ranked guy from Pittsburgh who had placed at the Midlands tournament. So he's hovering right there around the top 20 in the country in his weight class. And we think he's in a great situation, like Kyle and a couple other guys, to qualify for the NCAA tournament. Next would probably be Aaron Savon at 165. He's also been in the top 20. He had beat an opponent from Wyoming at the body bar tournament that I believe at the time was ranked 16th. I think that same kid from Wyoming is now ranked in the top 10 to 12 at his weight class at 165. Savon made it to the medal round at the Vegas tournament, so just narrowly missed placing, and went 4-0 last time we competed out at Pittsburgh, and he's been consistent too. He's in a great situation to qualify for the NCAA tournament as well. Next weight, 174, another freshman, Stephen West. He's in every match, and he wrestles hard. He's won several matches where he's come from behind. So him, like Santos, he's got a great motor and really just pushes the pace for 7 minutes. Most recently, he defeated a kid from George Mason who had placed at the Southern Scuffle competitive tournament over Christmas. And that same guy had beaten Steven in overtime at the start of the season. So he definitely has the potential to qualify for the Nationals as well. Next up, Lou Miller's done a good job for us at 197. He's last year took third at the conference, and he comes out from football in late November, early December, and then he just has to play catch up for a month and get back into shape, get his timing down, his technique down, and just get into wrestling shape. So that started to take place. He's in every match, and I really think, just like last year, it was at this time that he really started clicking and getting into great shape and having confidence not only in his conditioning but in his abilities. And we think he's certainly going to be a threat again at the conference. But other guys that we haven't mentioned are still having a good season and have the potential to do some great things. Grabfelder, Dunn, Kerry Aldrich has really started to wrestle well lately, especially the last couple of weeks. Kevin Lester. So we're real excited for all our guys to get on the mat next weekend and start competing.